That was a weird pause, because I forgot that it doesn't make a sound. So I'm recording with OBS now, instead of my weird thing. So hopefully, this will work better. Or maybe it won't. Who even knows? But the update came out. I got stuff to do, but I never have enough time to read stuff, so whatever. Here we go. Jaden Rose explain everything. I bit my tongue. Okay, while Jade and Rose are busy relieving that moment of intolerable anguish and suspense, let's check back with the kids for a moment. Planning their escape is going about as well as you might expect. Vriska does not look amused. Oh, very angry. We appear to be, in no uncertain terms, completely surrounded. I don't wish to come across as pessimistic, but it's hard to see what possibilities we have for a plan of escape. There has to be something we can do. My dad's counting on us to get out of here and meet up with him. Well, I'm also not wishing to be rude, but... Okay, Tabby, I don't give a fucking shit about being rude. Harry, your dad's playing fucking... I'm sorry, fuck shit. Okay, it's okay, Tabby. I don't give a shit about being rude. Harry, your dad's plan fucking sucks. There's no easy way out of this. It was very simple enough for him to tell us to escape, but we're the ones that have to actually do it. And that advice he gave you, it was all a little meaningless bullshit. Don't get caught. Yeah, no shit. Okay, wow, Rissy, I know this is a stressful predicament, but I think that's going too far. My dad believes in us, and if he thinks there's something we can do, then there has to be a way. It's the only possibility. Okay, how about this for an alternative explanation? Your dad is giddy and high on the thrill of something interesting happening in his life for once. I don't believe this. I've been waiting for my dad to start talking to me again for what feels like forever. And you know what? And you know that. And you couldn't be happy for me this one time? Oh my god, Harry Anderson. I know you spent so much time crying into your date night popcorn about this, but please give it a break. Just listen to me for once. This isn't about your hangouts with your dad, okay? We're in the middle of a war that is in some part his fault, and instead of taking responsibility and acting like a grown-up, he decided to rope us all into this insane game he thinks he's playing. Prissy, I don't think that's fair. Uncle John isn't to blame for this. Yeah, no shit, Tab. This whole situation is because you're insane Hitler, Mom. Okay, now that was uncalled for. Yeah, Harry, not cool. Oh, what? So you're just gonna pretend that his mom isn't a literal dictator? He doesn't need you to stick up for him, Vrissy. He's fucking loaded. Harry, all of our families are obscenely wealthy. We're standing in your mom's boutique living room. You can't exactly play a privilege card here. And Tavros, you don't have to defend Mr. Egbert just because you feel weird about him trying to kidnap you that one time. If anything, you should be on my side here. John's clearly got a track record of doing anything for the excitement without thinking of the consequences. Now look what happened. Remember what he did on Harry's birthday that one time? I told you that in strictest confidence. Davros, he could have killed you. Why else would you think he's such a wimpy, traumatized baby? Okay, that isn't the reason for that, and... I feel like your implied concern for my childhood well-being is less sincere than it is an attempt to weaponize something difficult for me in order that you can win an argument with Harry Anderson. Will you all just shut up? I feel like I'm going fucking insane. Is this the Weepy Wiggler transfer hour, or are three of you always this pathetic? Nobody answered that. It was a bulldangingly rhetorical. You just keep quiet for a moment while I insult you some more. Vrissy, you're cool and all, but I'm getting tired of this teen nonsense. John, advice totally blows, but at least he understands what needs to be done. And don't insult my friends, only I get to do that. Tavros, stop being such a wimp. Nobody has time for this pansy clownery. Do you remember what happened to the last clown I had to deal with? Yeah, I thought so. And Harry, listen, neither you nor your friends have anything really important going on. Your lives and your planet are a total bore. But somehow John loves you anyway. Try being fucking grateful for that once in a while. Not everyone is so lucky. Anyway, forget his advice. John wasn't counting on you to get out of this. He was counting on me. So from now on, everyone just follow my lead and do what I say. And if that doesn't sound like a good enough deal to you, then just stay out of my way. Alright, I'm glad at least you didn't recognize a grown-up as talking. Harry, go to your room. What? No, you're not my mom. And nobody is more grateful than that fact than me. You need to arm yourself, stupid. None of us even have a way to fight. Oh. Here, take this. What is it? It's a stupid face, what it is. Just kidding, it's a spare stripe specimen. You want to make it on Eternia? Take this and grab a weapon. Meet us back here in a minute. Oh, what? A minute, God! Alright, I'm going. Harry, go grab a weapon. You're gonna grab a fucking purse. Alright, I'm back in my room. There's just one small problem. I don't think I own any weapons. There's a prop swords in my closet, but they're all made of foam and plastic. Ugh, so bad. Hey, dumbass, why are you messaging me from your bedroom? We are literally in the same house. Just be on. We were just in the same argument. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. The argument, I mean. It's whatever. I didn't mean to get so mad at you and Tavros. Oh, wait, I forgot this thing. Thespian glamour. Oh, God, whatever. Harry, I said it's whatever. Okay, but I need your help here. I only have a minute and I can't think of anything to sign this draft specifics. Can't you ask Vriska if she has any ideas? No, I'm not going to bother with such a pointless question. And besides, I think she's busy right now. She's such a huddled in the corner muttering to herself. Maybe she's nervous. Either that or I don't think she's nervous. I'm sorry. Shit, I've been doing the wrong voice. Whatever, I'm not even going back. I don't think she's nervous, but it reminds me of what you get sometimes when you're practicing your lines over and over. Huh, okay, weird. Time's ticking, Harry. Fuck, I'm still out of ideas. Oh, come on, there's bound to be something up there. Anything can be a weapon if you know how to use it. That's easy for you to say, on account of all the actual weapons you have in your room. Look, Harry, just because I happen to own a lot of incredibly deadly armaments doesn't mean I can improvise if necessary. It's part of what makes me bad enough to be a member of the rebellion. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you got a bunch of sewing stuff in your room, right? Yeah? Feel free to skip the part where you make fun of me for it. No, dog face, I wasn't going to. Oh, then I don't understand. You need a weapon, remember? Oh! Roll times 8. Examine sewing table. Oh, you got scissors. Okay, there's a bunch of sharp things here. Pity, you aren't one of them. Haha. Har, har, har. Okay, so what are we working with? It's mostly just pins and needles. I doubt they'll be much good. Are you kidding? Needles are awesome. They're what my mom uses. She could probably skin you alive with a pair if she wanted. Well, I don't doubt that, but maybe not this type of needle. Oh, come on, you know what to do. No, that would be dumb. These things are way too small. You'd be the world's worst acupuncturist or something. I think I'll just go with this pair of scissors instead. Boo. Harry, acquire scissors. Yeah. You capsulog, your trusty pair of sewing scissors. You brought a many colorful character alike with these babies. I'm pretty sure you could bring us just as many to death with them as well. Scissors kind. I assume this is the same thing. Gun. There are 2 plunger kinds. I'd love if it was the same thing. I forgot. I always made my own, kind specimens. And I never actually bothered to check if there was already one here. Annoying dog. Nice. Cheese. Porn magazine. Haystack, lawnmower, hoe, blast, dark, book, right, pepper, coffee. I can't remember. I don't even know. Alright, select scissor kind. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I knew all along that you had it in you. So I guess this means I've allocated the size special with the scissor kind of abstractus. Using this weird vocab and stuff feels, well, weird. I'm not sure why, but it seems as though everything that's just about to happen is more important now. Or maybe it just already was, but I didn't understand just how important until this moment. Sometimes maybe all you need to bring a feeling home to you is some nonsense-sounding words that possibly don't mean anything. This is what we learn in the theater. Sounds fake as shit to me. Well, yeah, I think it's just a sense, but I have a feeling it's gonna be... Well, never mind, lost my train of thought. Okay, well, it can't have been that important. But either way, we don't have any more time for this. Hurry back downstairs. Vriska's waiting. Everyone, congregate. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm where we're gonna be, which isn't really saying much. How about you guys? Well, in simple terms, we're fucked. Oh, shit. God, it's so confusing. Well, in simple terms, we're fucked. We still don't have a way out, and more reporters are showing up every second. And then when we step outside, we're targets for the Crocker cops. We must evade them at all costs. They are, with some certainty, under orders to capture Vissy, and also me, and I'm not sure whose punishment is likely to be worse. How are you holding up, Tavros? Me? I'm quite well, Harry, and thank you for asking. Okay. However, I must admit, the thought of our impending pursuit and potential capture makes my blood run cold. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more nervous I feel. I've had stage fright before, but this is ridiculous. Look, Tavros, in case you don't make it out of this, I just want to say that I'm Alright, we done here? Forget it. I've been stuck in this room for what feels like a month and I'm already at my fucking limit. I'm out of here. But you can't just risk we're trapped. How are we supposed to leave? You guys are free to do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna use the front door. Excuse me. Later, bitches. She's fucking out, bro. Oh my god. There she goes. Vriska, wait. I'm coming too. Oh fucking Christ. Join live from the neighborhood in the Carapation Kingdom, where the perpetrators have finally decided to show their faces. Are alleged to have killed the beloved salvational figure Gamzee Makar, and his boots may jingle forever in paradise. This is awful. Denounced by the government sources of band of violent rebellion extremists. Children of creators, themselves rebellion leaders. Outfits could be at best described as only moderately fashionable. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Excuse me, Miss Terrorist. Care to give a statement? No, I don't. Duh, you never asked, buddy. You want a statement? Got one right here. Hey, hi humans, what's up? Get all your fucking news grubs turned up to the max because I'm only gonna say this once. Do you want to know who I am? My name is Vriska Circuit, and I'm the creator of this world I never knew I had. I left my home behind to put a stop to the demon who burned 2 universes for fuel and so all this planet could come to existence. Without me, none of you would ever be here. Capiche? Now, if you have heard people saying a lot of things about us, they want you to believe that we are violent terrorists who want to destroy your religion and very well way of life on this planet you call home. So I just wanted to make a moment to clarify the situation. You fucking bet we are! I've done and seen things that would make every single one of you piss yourselves dead, so I've seen enough to know that this planet is a fucking disgrace. It's a joke, and not even a very good one. This planet is a sad little joke of a world squatting inside of biggest, lamest joke in the history of existence. Ha 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 ha! You know, I bet nobody here knows who I was. Everything I did for you. You didn't need some idiot clown to redeem you. Everything you needed was already here, because I fucking built it for you. And after all that, you couldn't even have the decency to be boring and nice to each other? So guess what? The carnival's over. I killed that Harlequin son of a bitch and I hope he burns in clown hell forever. But for the crime of falling over his disgusting lies, your society, no, your whole planet, it deserves to burn straight to mega hell, and I'm gonna be the one to fly it there. I'm gonna shatter your paradise into pieces with my bare hands and shit in its grave. How's that for a fucking statement? You got all that, Jane Crocker? Do you understand what's coming for you? You messed with Vriska fucking Circuit! And she has had boom. Oh. Enough. Vriska, snap. 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 Who shot at Vriska? A whole bunch of things started happening at once. Here are just a few of them. In the blink of an eye, Vriska is airborne. She has evidently, and by her own admission, had enough. She reaches out with incredible speed and grabs a microphone that was brandished at her a moment before. In one smooth motion, she helicopters it around her head by the cord and sends it hurling into the face of a witless journalist whose needling questions have been so irritating. He sprawls in the driveway, 2 rivets of blood starting to spring from his expertly broken nose. From its hole in the wall of Roxy's house, the bullet had flown over Vriska's shoulder, seethes with indignant rage, furious to have missed such an easy shot. It is swiftly joined by half a dozen more. The secret police have begun to open fire with a vengeance, if not a great deal of accuracy. Even before her first victim hits the deck, Vriska is already winding up to a punch to a jaw of the next. She has wedged some of the signature or architectural dice between her fingers as a makeshift knuckle duster. There is a deliciously pointed, crunchy noise when her fist connects. In his hiding place behind a moderately sized garden gnome, Tavros Crocker lets out a small rodential squeal and puts his hand in front of his eyes. Fearing gunfire, the few paparazzi who aren't currently getting their asses handed them by the world's angriest traffic cones start to trip over each other, diving for cover. A small fortune's worth of very expensive recording equipment is dropped and promptly shattered on the ground in the ensuing scuffle. The instantaneous loss of such a large sum of money causes a substantial drop in the ambient air pressure and conjoins up a stiff breeze. Tucked inside a small yet accommodating shrub, Harrison worries that he might be forgetting how to breathe. He takes a series of gasps in and out just to be sure and clenches his scissors very tight. The stiff breeze comes in at a cheerful 5 on the Beaufort wind force scale, fresh. Tavros wishes he had chosen a bigger gnome. Bullets continue to fly stupidly wide, and Vriska tosses her dice in the air without even looking. In a single beat of her fairy wing, she zips over to a nearby car, reaches underneath the fender, and lifts the floret octet, tumbling over an end, and the gunshots seem for a moment to coalesce in the sound of a thunderous roulette. Vriska is now holding the car end on above her head, its burglar alarm wailing on protest. In a dance-like motion, she spins in space once, twice, before losing the vehicle, scoured like an Olympian might a hammer. The press are fleeing for their lives, their professionalism and trashed equipment abandoned, as one of the snotty-faced and terrified reporters attempts to hide in a shrub. Harry gives her a cautious jab in the leg with his scissors. Then he curls into a shaky ball and tries to remember the advice John gave him. Don't panic. The dice land a booming wordless voice pronounces, "Cannons D8, grab wall." The tar approaches the apex of a trajectory as it slows its appearing to hang in the air. In a manner quite uncharacteristic of motor vehicles yet to be fitted with hover technology, it winks coyly in the afternoon sun. Far away in her lair, Jane Crocker grabs the 2 sides of her computer monitor with enough strength to snap it in 2. She can't believe what she's watching. Behind her, from a shadowy corner of the room, there's an agitated growling noise and a rattle of chains. The ground begins to shake as a battery of naval cannons materialize in flashes of cerulean light and drop into a formation behind Vriska. She cracks her knuckles one by one with each impact. The vibrations cause Tavros' gnome to fall over. The Implaid is halted without recording a single hit. The secret police, perched strategically in trees and behind mailboxes, are now doing a synchronized slowly take off your badass shades and gawk at the sky type routine. The car seems to regard the laws of gravity in a suggestion. Don't make a scene, Vriska Circuit laughs. The guns roar. To all this and more, Vriska is blissfully ignorant. She doesn't register the tearful and shriveling faces of the hapless jurors as they beat a hasty retreat, nor the bruised and bloody faces of the ones writhing around on the ground, the purpling eyes and gasping mouths giving him a look of particularly wronged fish. In the mayhem, she doesn't notice Harry or Tavros, or even the toppled gnome. All these details and more sail above her head like a home run over a especially stubby shortstop. The only thing that registers to Vriska Mariam Lalonde in this moment is a pair of brilliant orange eyes, framed by absurd-tinted lashes and cut out by the sharp smirk. The sounds of gun, the cannon fire soak half-heartedly into her auricular sponge clots. The world beneath her is shockingly still. And all the while, those eyes seem to burn something deep into her, leaving pitch-black scorch marks on the parts of her psyche that she didn't even know existed. In all her life, Vriska has never seen anyone look so cool, and it drives her nuts. As a blossoming fireball above wilts into an angry smoky cloud and flaming bits of X-Car begin to absolutely pelt down all around her, she feels someone grab her wrist. It's Harry Anderson, wearing an expression of animal panic. His mouth moves to form words she can't hear, but the message gets across all the same. It's time to get the fuck out of here. The Crockerette Fuzz has more pressing things to worry about than giving chase. The good fortune keeping the kids safe from the deadly automotive volley does not seem to be contagious, so they flee through the suburbs and into the spindly checkered streets of the central Carpathian kingdom. The four of them tear their way through the bell tower in the distance. Vriska flies out in front, a pole star the color of a carrot. Immediately behind her is Tavros, whose many years of morning jogs with his father and emotional torment, his mother, have given him frankly a stupid degree of endurance, though you wouldn't think it to look at him. His glasses are beginning to slip and bounce on his sickening nose with every stride. A short way behind him is Vriska, who is hanging back a little. Harry, still clutching her arm, is starting to lag. He has his eyes squeezed shut as he runs, and Vriska thinks she can hear him muttering something to himself over and over between staggered breaths. Don't get caught. Don't get caught. Vriska turns away in a mixture of pity and embarrassment, threatens to join the worsening stitch in her side. Nobody gives chase, no one shouts, "Stop those kids!" in a commanding voice, or implores some poor taxi driver to step on it, but they dare not slow. Tavros feels as though some dark and sinister state is lurking just out of sight. It reminds him of his nights at home when he would sprint on through the tall imposing trophy rooms and mirror-walled hallways, racing for the miserable safety of his bedroom's glow after turning the kitchen light off. What he wouldn't give to be back there now, with their old lives quite exploded. He isn't sure whether they're running out of danger or into it. The brightness radiating off Vriska has all the safety and comfort of a supernova. Vriska, meanwhile, is considering growing her hair out. After a stomach-turning amount of frantic hightailing, the kids turn a corner and I'm not used to talking this many words at once. Esophageal road vomits them. Finally, out into the central plaza. Compared to the cramped city streets, the wide open space feels agrophobic, exposed. The bell tower thrusts itself into clear sight from the other side, all mnemonic and pointy, and its lengthening shadow beckons them to safety. Between and in the center of the larger perfect square is the familiar Dirk Strider Memorial statue. Standing stoic and still, surrounding the plinth is a circular fountain, and all around the circumference dozens of knee-high cherubic figures piss angelically inward. His effect is unreadable. Is it apathy? Boredom? Contemplation? As the kids hurry past, the shimmering particles shaken from Vriska's wings dance in the polished bronze of his shades, and for a moment his reflective gaze is suffused with an aura of conspiracy. Nobody pays him the slightest bit of attention. The four stop a while at the tower's base, just heaving for air. Nobody says anything. They just sort of stand there and ache in each other's company for a bit. Vriska alights on the ground, breaks her throat, quietly spits out a little wad of blue, and wipes her mouth, and so unceremoniously. Tavros pats Harry Anderson tentatively on the arm. Vriska tries to be badass and cough up something too, but she doesn't really make it work. Harry simply rests his hands on his knees, double over and shaking his head. Tavros looks at Vriska over Harry's arched back and puffs out his cheeks with wide eyes. She gives him a tired half-smile in return. Vriska quietly massages a crick in her neck and rolls one shoulder within the other. It's unclear who cracks first, but someone does, and all in an instant all of them are dissolving to a bout of reviled giggles. It starts off as light, bubbly kind of mirth, before the sheer enormity of what they've just done sets in. As they progress to full-on belly laughing, the adrenaline in their blood turns to helium and begins to fizz, and all at once they feel lighter in the air. They survived! They're fugitives! Tavros has to take his glasses off to wipe his eyes. Vriska laughs so hard she thinks she might be sick. Harry Anderson has to go and be actually sick, which doesn't so much kill the mood as vaguely envelop it in the smell of puke. He has a wobbly grin on his face as he wipes the spittle from his chin, though. Vriska shakes her head, getting rid of her smirk like a wet dog would its water, then puts her head on the hips and huffs loudly at the tower. Well, I'm not hauling all three of you up there. She walks over to the little oak door set in the bottom of the campfire before she can grab the handle to Ambrose pipes up. We won't be able to get it that way. He starts to recount how, ever since the incident, the little oak door to the heliacal staircase which runs from the bottom of the tower to the belfry has been securely locked, to prevent copycats, he speculates. Vriska gets bored halfway through the explanation, though tries to latch anyway, and is only one who isn't surprised when the door swings politely open. Everything's coming up circuit. She bows theatrically, gesturing for the others to make their way inside, and then leaps into the air with the beat of her wings. Last one to the top is a clown fucker! They run like the wind. Oh, they in the clock tower. It's John. My man's. Hug. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. I admit. I don't know if this is her just playing a game or anything, but I gotta have that. That's my background. That is definitely my background. Yeah. Alright. Oh, computer. There we go. There they are. I gotta be more John, so I gotta... You made it. I knew you had it in you. Thanks, Dad. Of course you made it, John. It was a walk in the park. I had some of my best moves planned out, gave them the speech of a fucking lifetime, and then they all ran away without even trying to fight back properly. Frankly, I'm a little insulted by just how easy it was. But you must have known it would be a piece of grub cake. After all, you had me there. Oh, Vriska, it's nice that you're basically the same exact person you always have been. You're welcome. Honestly, I'm a little bewildered by your being here, but guess I'm happy to see you anyway, especially in the context that doesn't involve a amount of kissing a clouch. Not right now, you fucking... Oh, sorry. Oh, crap, sorry. Anyway, thanks for helping me out, I guess. I can take it from here, though. Be my guest. Okay. If you don't mind, Vriska. I'd like to talk to my son, please. Oh, right. Sure. Don't let me get in your way. I'll be staying over here, basking in the knowledge of a job well done and plotting acts of violence. Thanks. To a respectable difference. This right this second. Yeah. It's a bit over your touching reunion. Sorry about that, Harry Anderson. Where were we? Oh, right, your escape. I guess I already said, but I knew you had it in you. Yeah, I guess so. I realized it was a lot to handle, though. You can say that again. It wasn't until after I hung up that I even remembered that I never gave you that striped scissors for your 16th birthday. Oh, it's okay. Vriska had a spare. I put my sewing scissors on it. It was all I really had at the time. That sounds familiar. I kind of stumbled half backwards and getting stuck with my first hammer, but after a while I couldn't imagine having picked anything else. I'm sure you'll do some amazing things with it. You already did, in fact. I'm sure Jane is feeling pretty butthurt about the things this very minute. The Prankster's gamut is tripped back in our favor, that's for sure. Yeah. If it's alright, Dad, I don't really want to talk about all that much right now. You're right, it was kind of a lot to go through. That's okay. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want. Honestly, whoever cares about the stress specifier or the Prankster's gamut or whatever, that's all that's important. I'm just glad to know that you're safe. Dad? Yes, son? Can I ask you a question? Anything, son. Okay, cool. So, how come you're wearing that thing? Thing? You know, the windsock. I thought it was busy getting eaten by moths in a museum or something. Please don't tell me you broke into there just to get it back. Oh, the god tier outfit. Don't worry, I can sort of manifest this whenever I want. Although now that you mention it, the guys in the museum will probably be wondering where it went. Or maybe it's still there? To be honest, I have no idea whether this thing is the same outfit. I don't think it follows the same laws of physics and stuff that normal clothing does. They're just your basic magic pajamas at the end of the day. And it didn't occur to you, magic them any bigger? You look like, well, a grown adult wearing clothes for a kid. It's kind of embarrassing to look at. Ugh, you're right. I admit I didn't give a whole lot of thought. It just felt like the right thing to put on at the time. I'm pretty sure no such time has ever existed. I don't believe this. What have I ever done to deserve such cruelty from my own son? I guess you're right, though. This whole thing is pretty uncomfortable in a lot of ways. When we get a moment, make sure the two of us can brainstorm a redesign. No pressure, though. Oh! Have a think about it anyway. In the meantime, I need to get back to the quick word with other Vriska. Vrissy. Vrissy. Oh, right. Vrissy, sorry. Hello there. I guess you were listening to all that? Not really. I just have a sense of hearing that particularly tune. I have a sense of hearing that's particularly attuned to the sound of other people talking about me. Or, well, I did until recently. I bet it's a bit strange having the original Vriska around. I will say that it was very confusing to have both of you in the same place at once. Oh man, now that I think about it. Dad. This feels like the perfect conditions for some identical twin-type shenanigans, like in the Perfect Parent Trap or something. I'm not sure how either would feel about being played by Lindsay Lohan, though. Oh my god, kill me now. But anyway, Vrissy, your mom's called me a while ago. They sounded very worried that you weren't answering your phone. Obviously, I was busy. Well, anyway, they're on their way here. Jade is coming too. They should arrive any minute. Oh, you're kidding. Here they come now. I can see them over there. There they be. Look at John and his tiny child play. Hey guys, Rose, it's so good to see you, even though I guess we saw each other not even a day ago. Yes, hello again, John. It's good to see you too. Oh wow, that has to do with the smallest number of words you've ever greeted me with. And Jade, it's been too long. I'm glad you're here. Hi, John. Me too? I didn't know you were involved with the Troll Rebellion as well, but I didn't think they would turn up quite so cool. I think the camel really suits you. Jade, is everything okay? You seem a little out of it. Oh, I'm fine, John. Everything is fine. It's just... There's a little help here. I think what Jade is trying to say is that, to stay within your chosen topic of outfit for the moment, the two of us are currently experiencing a sudden bout of speechlessness that is not entirely unrelated to the present state of yours, which is to say, the pajamas. I've heard the sun's out, time's out, but this is a little extreme. Anyone would think you didn't know what there was a war on, not to be rude, of course. No, it's alright, Rose. I've already heard the same thing from Perry Anderson. In fact, if anyone would like to criticize the clothes, now is your chance. Please feel free to form an orderly queue right here. I'm sure you've got something to say about it, right? Kanaya? Do not mind me, John. I'm simply making quite sure that my daughter over here is alright and not causing any more trouble than I am certain she already has. And not the good kind of trouble which involves acts of misbehavior towards fugitives and structures of immense corruption or maleficence. Such as the kind of trouble we are presently in and will continue to be in while my case remains true. Meanwhile, I trust my wife, whom I love utterly, to make known to thee everything that is happening at the present moment, without tactical omission, in a manner that is comprehensive and unexplored. Whatever, you know what I said. Haha. I'm alright then. So, what's up, Rose? That does seem to be the question, doesn't it? The situation is difficult to describe. I'm sure it's not all that bad. I mean, sure, I guess we're in a bit of a complicated mess, especially since Vriska showed up, killed Gamzee, and declared herself the best of us terrorists or something. You're welcome. But it's something we couldn't be able to think our way out of now when we're all together, right? John, there's something I need to tell you. And there's no point in hiding it anymore. Jade's words, spoken in nothing more than a dramatic whisper, nevertheless seemed to echo in John's ears. His face is somehow in shadow despite the sunny day. In John's words, there's even an unexpected chill in the air. He feels a nervous prickling sensation crawl its way up his spine. The windmills in John's brain slowly start to creak into motion. It must be something big, something really big, something so big that his sister would come all the way out here to tell him in person, abandoning her scouting mission in the middle of an armed conflict to do so. As well as her husband, John realizes with a start, as Dave's curious absence finally brings itself to attention. Hot on the heels of that realization is another, and another, and another. Jade's mouth woves into a sound now. The window that only exists in John's head is drowning out everything she's saying. As it whips itself into gale and his mind races frenetically towards a conclusion, all at once he reaches his eyes storm, and then from somewhere in a half-remembering dream comes a sensation of falling. A burning golden city, a girl screaming. There's only one thing that Jade Darley has ever valued so highly above anything else, even her own life. Family. Jade, are you pregnant? Jade found this on her face when I angry. What? No, John, I'm not fucking pregnant. Oh. But aside the fact that that's completely impossible for a bunch of different reasons, why would you even say that? Weren't you listening to what I was saying? I was, now I have to start all over again. John, I have a daughter. She's almost Harry Anderson's age. You have a daughter? Yes. You've had a daughter? Yes, John. Wow, I'm a little shocked about this. I mean, you have a daughter, and you named it Yiffy? Holy shit, Jade. Oh my god. Ugh. I swear if you named your daughter Yiffy, I'm done. I'm done with this comic. No, whatever. Yes, John, I have a daughter. I have a daughter, John. In fact, I've had a daughter for quite a while. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to process this a little bit. If she's nearly Harrison's age, and what that means you've had a daughter for what? I guess that must be about 15 years? Yep. Well, I'm not sure how to feel about this. John, I have had a daughter for 15 years and I didn't tell you about it. I am so very sorry. If that hurt you, oh so precious feelings. It is definitely silent. You, of all people, don't get to judge me, okay? Everyone is getting married and having babies all the time, and I just want that for myself so badly. You have no idea what it was like, living on for fucking on with my dead grandfather, waiting for you to finally wake up, and then I went through all of this nonsense all over again on the ship at the yard, and then, when it was over, I thought maybe I could have something like a normal life, but then you just vanished on everyone for years. Everyone was busy building their lives, and all one worked for. It was like Nia, Roxy, Callie, Jake, and Dave and Craig they were... Look, I knew, okay? I knew that on some level that they didn't want me there. I just knew the plans they had for each other even then they didn't. And it was just clear that I didn't fit into those plans, but they wouldn't just admit it. I tried so hard to get them to see that they wanted it, but they just didn't work. And then Carcat left, and I couldn't just leave Dave by himself after what happened to Derek. So I stayed. I tried to be the good person and stayed, but then he... Jade, it's all right. I can take it from here. Jade leaned soggily into Joe's soldier. Jade, I'm so sorry. John, if you start crying as well, we shall never get anywhere. Right, sorry. So, I'm sorry if I got a little lost and all that. Could we rewind a little bit? I think that might be for the best, narratively speaking. We got a touch sidetracked. She gives Jade a pound and says this. So to rewind, Jade wanted a child of her own, but when she was with Dave and Carquette, the three of them were unable to conceive one due to a number of reasons. They looked into adoption, but, well, let's say that if the administration was getting uncomfortable about an adoption between a troll and a human, they were starting to be outright objectionless when it came to one between a troll and two. Having exhausted all adoptions for producing or for fostering a child between the three of them, Jade had to look elsewhere. You mean find a surrogate or something? Correct. It was at this point that Jade came to me. I understand her pain quite acutely, and so I agreed to carry a child on her behalf. Without telling Kanaya. Oh no. There's another heavy silence. Rissy is stunned, all 8 pupils staring at her mother in shock. Harry and Tavros are trying to find... it's actually, yeah, it's 8 pupils. I forget all that all the time, but it's funny that they do that. Harry and Tavros were trying to find somewhere to look that isn't straight at Rose. Vriska, meanwhile, is spreading a grin as wide as a bus and looks as if she wants to give someone a high five. I'd probably give Vriska a high five. I don't like Vriska, but, like, you can't leave someone mind hanging. Anyways, Jade's a picture of misery. Kanaya doesn't seem to be surprised or angry or even disappointed. She just folds her arms expectantly. John's discovering that he can't decide what to do with his hands, so he feels impossibly embarrassed. I'm not sure why I made that decision. I regret not telling Kanaya, of course, but I can't say that I regret not going through with it. At the time, I didn't feel as though the deception was even all that prolonged, and the whole affair was short. Purely physical and nothing more. Kanaya finally moves to stand next to her wife. She places a soft, glowing hand on the shoulder that hasn't been generously watered by Jade. Rose and I have been already discussed this in private before coming here, and therefore I've already said everything that I would like to say on the matter. And vis-a-vis the matter, I think that's really all that there is to say. I want to be able to tell Vrissy this in person, however. Moreover, for her benefit, and for that of everyone else, I feel in my capacity as a mother and leader I should make it clear. This is not something that will undermine Rose's and my relationship, neither as comrades or as a couple. I am upset at being lied to, and for no other reason. And in particular, I would like to make it understood that I do not and never will see Jade as having jeopardized our marriage due to the simple crime of wanting to be a mother. If anyone in this world understands the lengths to which a person will go to achieve such an end, then that person is me. As she says this, Kanaya looks at Vrissy, and it's a look filled to bursting with 2 universes and countless lifetimes worth of love and maternal devotion. To all observers, Vrissy is either on the verge of bursting into tears or gagging. It really could go either way. So, just to get this straight in my head, Rose, if you're the mother, and since obviously that gave Cargat's father, then who is it? Rose and Crescent is playing to him. John, there isn't a father. Jade and I are the sole parents of this child. Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's quite alright, John, although you might like to direct that apology more towards your sister. All I would say is that if it would like to take up the particulars with us some other time... Here Rose looked pointedly at the various scenes dotted around the periphery, all of whom are directly interested in local architecture all of a sudden. Then I am sure Jade and I can walk you through some basic concepts. About to change the subject. Haha, okay, so, how'd you had the pregnancy? Oh, that was simple. Jade's genes being, as they are, part canine, the gestation period was substantially reduced. I carried the baby to term in with just under 2 months. Since she was unfamiliar with human pregnancy at the time, I assumed Kanaya simply thought I was looking a little more substantial than usual, and I didn't think it was polite to comment. In defense of my observational skills, I feel like I should point out that you had recently rediscovered miraculously from a debilitating and potentially fatal illness, a state in which you were exceptionally malnourished, to say the least. Well, quite. Anyway, with the messy part finished, and all that was left was the trifling matter of Jade and I raising a child together in secret for 15 years, a task we performed flawlessly until a few short moments ago when she became the political prisoner of a certain Jane Crocker. Oh my god, no offense, Jade, but that bitch! So this, finally, in the predicament that we are presently faced with, Jane has taken Yiffy hostage, in retaliation for a supposed kidnapping of her son and the murder of her former favorite clown. The fact that the only one of these things actually happened, and that the rebellion is responsible for neither of them, will no matter to her in the slightest. The woman means murder. Christ, okay, I think I understand everything so far. Wait, you mean to tell me not only do I have a sister, but you named your secret child Yiffy? Vriska quietly settles herself on a high-five partner with geological slowness. Settles on herself as a high-five partner. You left her hanging! No! As a bro myself, no matter how much I hate someone, I can't leave him hanging. That's just a rule. All of you guys are disappointments. Especially Jade for naming their child Yiffy. God, no. No, why would you do that to a child? No. No. With geological slowness, Rose turns to face her one reasonably named daughter, a tinge of embarrassment coloring her face for the first time this afternoon. You left her hanging for too long. She had to settle for Vrissy. Disgusting. Well, no, we did not call her Yiffy. That would be a quite ridiculous-looking thing to which burn a child. Her full name is Yiffany Lockingstock Lalonde Harley. Oh god, that's even worse. That's even worse. That's even worse. Oh god. Longstocking? Yiffany? No. No. I was talking to my friend. We're going to stop right now. There's probably not much left to read, but I was talking to my friend because we're reading, all of Homestuck. We've gotten caught up, so I'll read this with her tonight. God, my hands are cold. But we were reading it, and every time I looked at Vriska, I'd be like, I would totally date every single female character in Homestuck. Would not date Vrissy. I don't know why. Vrissy's super cool. I would not date any of the kids, especially if they were named Yiffany Longstocking Lalonde Harley. And I realize now that Quirly is reading two of these children, so I have to read Yiffany. If Yiffany ever appears, which, of course Yiffany will appear. God, oh no. God, what a terrible name. Vrissy looks as though she is about to shit the bell tower they are standing in, brick by brick. It was, in hindsight, a monumentally terrible decision, acting as the final chapter in a long series of novels, each one full of progressively more terrible decisions than the last. But that is the name that we decided upon. You have to understand, this whole situation ended up playing out a bit like an ironic game of chicken between the two of us. Something that far outstripped anything that the Strider fraternity could have produced in their wildest, most JPEG'd, creative wet dreams. But in the end, that triumph of irony came back to bite us in the fucking ass, as irony won't do. There is absolutely no possibility of us casually letting you all know that, by the way, we had a secret daughter named Yiffany Longstocking. At least, not right away. But carapace and change of name paperwork is so complex and circuitous that eventually keeping quiet forever just seemed like the more reasonable option. So, here we are. Everyone lapses into a third meaningful silence, one of which has an air of finality about it, as they collectively contemplate the here that they are. They have plans to make. Even now, Yiffy is being held in spoon point, subject to the mercies of a power-crazed tyrant of a plant. God, there's so many talking. Of a pagalic morning. The war of her planet is only just getting started, and as the worst is likely still to come. And yet, when Rose slowly wipes a single tear from her eyes and leans to touch foreheads with Kanaya, John suspects that the whole thing might have been brought them all closer together. Beside him, Harry Anderson stifles a sleepy yawn. The day which one thought never to end is now fading from the world. As the sky above starts to purple, the heaviness of the events hanging over them dissolves in the warmth of the evening sun, and a refreshing current of air seems to blow the last traces of it away like the merest dust. It is only later that night, in the mess hall on board of the Rebellion ship, that John absentmindedly turns to Jane and asks, "So where's Dave?" And that is the end of this update, which is interesting. Okay, yeah, it is 4:27. I didn't even realize. Yeah, okay. I'm a big fan of long updates. I like long videos. It was definitely something. The candy timeline's cool. I love Vriska almost getting shot. Not like I hate Vriska, I like Vriska doing cool things. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop thinking about the Yiffany thing. That is oh no, that is a terrible name. Oh god, it's even worse. I don't even know what's worse, if Jade had called a dog Yiffany. It might even be a dog. I don't even think what would be worse. What's worse, naming an animal Yiffany, or naming a human Yiffany, or naming a prospect? It'd probably be a prospedian Yiffany. If it was, a carapacian. God, that's... no. I can't. I gotta give my insights on this. Yeah, this was in terms of updates, this was better than the worst. I don't know which one's the worst, but it's definitely not the worst. I can just tell you that it's not the worst. Definitely not anywhere near the best, though. It was kind of, I mean, it was fun seeing John. John's really carrying this entire story now. I find it so funny that John is the one character in this entire story that keeps me invested. Except for probably, like, Terezi. But, I mean, John and Terezi in the meat timeline are still together, and there's no Terezi in the candy timeline. So, really, it's just two people, and they're keeping me on here. I think if they got rid of those characters, I'd be less inclined to read this story. It's sad. That's a sad thing to hear from me, because all I do is talk about Homestuck, and I'm saying that if they got rid of characters, then that would make me quit Homestuck. But such is the way of writing. But yeah, okay. All right. That's chill. Subverted expectations. Okay. That was an okay update. That's all I have to say about it. I got a good picture. Where is it? I don't even know if you can see this picture, but there we go. That is a beautiful desktop pack. That is probably the best desktop background I've ever had. That one's good. She's probably robbing him right there, or probably just like sliding his phone back in his pocket. That's good. Okay, see you next time. Bye.